What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Panthers Advice. Today, man, we're going to talk about the Panthers offense, or what's left of it, because honestly, it wasn't pretty. Right here's the first drive. 3rd and 5. They don't convert on that. You're going to see 3rd and 2 up next. Once again, they don't convert, but they would go on to score due to Chuba Hubbard breaking off a big run. And that was really it. After that, they did nothing. So let's jump into the film a little bit more and go from there. So right here, a little bit later in the first quarter, little play action under center, but I want to talk about this play for a couple reasons real quick. All right, let's take a look at this. First thing to look at is the line sliding left right here. They're going to try and set up a screen for Chuba Hubbard right here after the play action. However, with that being said, if they're all sliding left, Sanders has to pick up the edge guy. He cannot let him tee off an Andy Dalton. So what happens next? We're going to pause it right here. Look at the throw that he has to try and make because Sanders didn't chip him. I like Sanders. He has a lot of potential. But it seems for the first 5 weeks, man, when it comes to blocking, it's just not his strong suit. Next play we're going to look at right here, you see the Bears on a too-high look. Panthers draw up a great play call, but unfortunately the Bears counter it. Now, Dalton would roll out and he would have somebody open, but then they would leave. What am I talking about, man? Let's run it back real quick. So against the cover 2, you're really targeting the mic, right? And what I mean by that is he's going to drop back, essentially play that cover 3 safety look, but he's going to play underneath. All right. And the Panthers do a great job of attacking this. Take a look what happens. Inside guy right there, he draws the mic back. Now, that means Mingo right here should be open, but look what the Bears do right here. They're going to drop their defensive tackle right here. They're going to drop him back. So now Mingo is essentially covered, right? Bang. Now, could Andy Dalton have hit that? It would have been a tight throw to make. So now since Mingo's covered, what's his next read going to be? That's going to be Deontay Johnson. But watch what happens the second Andy Dalton rolls out. He's going to roll out. Well, look at Deontay Johnson. He's going to take that thing upfield. So now nobody's open, right? That's picked up right there. That's picked up. He would have to throw across his body to try and hit Tremble, which is risky because that DB is most likely faster than Tremble. So as you're going to see, Andy Dalton's going to roll out. Now, could he have hit Mingo right there in the middle? Potentially, but it would have been a tight throw to make because he's on the run this way right here and would have to throw across his body to try and make that throw. He's going to play it safe. I don't hate it. Let's jump to the next one. So right here is when I had a feeling that things were going to start to go downhill. Now, what am I talking about? It's 3rd and 13. He gets sacked, but I don't think the sack was the Lions' fault right here. All right, take a look what happens right here. Now, here's what confused me a little bit. He's going to drop back. Okay, I get that. He's going to look to the left, bring the mic over here. Well, if that's the case, you bring the mic over here. All right, you get this defender drop down for the running back. Why are we not hitting Deontay Johnson? All right, take a look what happens. Top of his drop. This is as open as you're going to get in the NFL. And to me, I think the pressure is starting to get to Andy Dalton a little bit. Let's check out the next one. So, on the last couple of plays, I've talked about it being this person's fault, and now it's going to be somebody else. Right here, it's 3rd and 6. Andy Dalton has his receiver open. All right, let's run it back real quick. 3rd and 6, man. Stop at the marker if you're open. Don't run yourself into coverage. What am I talking about? Let the play develop. We're going to pause it right here with XL. All right, Bears once again. Drop into a cover 2. 2 high safeties and Mike's falling back, all right? So Mike's going this way right here. You got XL essentially on the slant right there. Take a look what happens. XL is going to be open if he stops. But what's he do? He keeps running, man. So he's going to run himself into coverage, and this is what I'm talking about. Take a look. He just ran himself behind the backer. So now the backer can play XL while keeping his eyes downfield and watching Andy Dalton. On top of that, he takes this thing so deep that now the safety's going to play it too, right? So let the play develop. So as you're going to see, the safety's coming up to play XL, which means he would also be able to play Deontay Johnson right here. So now Andy Dalton is forced to check it down. There's not one person to blame, really, when it came to this game. Everybody had their faults. But it looks like the Bears kind of figured out a blueprint. Play cover 2, drop back, and force the quarterback to check it underneath, man. Let's keep it going because this was only the second quarter. Let's see what else happens. So a little bit later in the second quarter right here, the Bears have the answer once again, forcing the Panthers to check it down. Let's run it back so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. So on this play, we got our double ends on the right side, right? Maybe a little bit more shallower than that. Double ends right there, corner out on the outside over there with Deontay Johnson. Now, there was potential in this play, right? Once again, you're targeting the mic. Coker has to cut this a little bit sooner. Take a look at this. He can't cut and allow the mic to run with them. What am I talking about? Take a look right here. So the mic is right here. Now Coker needs to sell vertical, get the mic to really turn his hips, and then cut that thing. And right there for a second, he turns his hips. This is when Coker has to cut. He cannot let the mic run with him like he does right there. Now, with that being said, is it Coker's fault? Absolutely not, right? But if you get the backer to turn his hips, you got to cut. You can't wait to get to the top of the route where the backer's expecting, because then he's going to run with you. Let's jump to the next one. Next play we got to talk about is Xavier Legette right here. Woo! This was beautiful right here. This is what you want to see out of your rookie. What am I talking about? Let's run it back real quick. It looks like a stick route right here. Now, in the stick route, you have two options. You can sit and zone, run versus man. Right there, it looks to be zone, so he's going to sit, as you're going to see right here. All right, let the play develop. He sees the DB drop on him, so what's he do? He starts booking it. Andy Dalton sees him, man. Whoo! Great stuff right there, man. Exactly what you want to do, right? Sits in zone, sees the DB approach him, bang, turns on the jets. Whoo! Got him, man. Great stuff right there. 2 minutes left in the second. Let's keep it going. Next play we're going to look at right here. You got Jalen Coker. Looks like he's going to run a sail route. Looks to be man coverage. Does a great job with this. Little outside release, bang. That pivot step was huge. Safety comes down to try to hit him. Doesn't tackle him, man. Great stuff. Let's run that back real quick. Really focus on the release. Outside release, bang. Cuts back in. And look at this double move right there. Take a look right here. Cuts in, bang, bounces it back out. Beautiful stuff right there. Stays on his feet and then gets out of bounds too, man. Great stuff from Coker. Let's keep it going. So now we're going to jump to the third quarter right here. All right. This is where Andy Dalton throws a pick. And at first I was like, okay, what is Mingo doing? But then I realized I don't think this is on Mingo. Let's talk about why that is. So on this play right here, go route on the outside, right? Post route over the top right here. Now, it's important to watch Mingo on this play. We're going to pause it right about here. Mingo gets the safety to turn his hips, right? So you get the safety going this way. Now, Mingo is going to do the smart thing right here and cut it right underneath. The same thing I talked about with Coker on that one play. So as we let the play develop, bang, Mingo sees the safety turn his hips like this. Andy Dalton should be able to hit Mingo going this way over here. But where is Andy Dalton put this ball? Nowhere near Mingo, all right? Nowhere near Mingo. Now, I've been one of the biggest Mingo critics this year, but this one is not on him. He ran his route perfect to a T, something he does a great job of. Andy Dalton has to put the ball out here for Mingo to go get it. I'm not sure what he was thinking with this throw right here. Let's check out the next one. Next play we're going to look at, once again, who's the receiver? It's Mingo. It's hard to place blame here because, yes, Mingo drops it, but look where the throw is, right? Mingo has to turn around like this and then try and catch it. The problem with him doing that is when you leave your arms out like this, that DB can easily hit your arms. You can't bring it in, right? So, yes, he can catch it like this, but the second that DB comes and hits that arm, that ball's out, right? So, once again, Mingo runs a good route, but the timing with the quarterback isn't there. Just like what we talked about with Bryce Young last year with Jonathan Mingo. He could not get the timing right with him. He had Mingo open on a few deep routes last year. And half the time, his balls to Mingo were overthrown. Go figure that. This one, it's underthrown, right? Take a look. He's having to slide back. Let's jump to the next one. Next play we're going to look at right here. You bring Mingo in motion. Bang. He's going to catch it right here. And Andy Dalton, man, props to him. He stands in there and he takes a hit. Take a look right here. He's waiting for Mingo. Sees Mingo open and then takes a huge hit. Okay, we're cooking with some gas. Got the ball roughly inside the 10, all right? 9-yard line. Take a look what happens right here. They're going to motion Sanders, right? They run the fake. Now, this could have been 6. So everything is full circle, right? Ball on the 9-yard line. Dalton has his guy wide open. What happens? All right, what happens? Take a look who does not chip right here. Sanders, bro, you got to chip right here. You can't rely on Taylor to try and get behind you and then pick up the edge guy. That's not going to work. Take a look what happens. Sanders really doesn't chip at all, right? In fact, Sanders essentially turns his shoulder in, allows the edge rusher to get to the outside, and Andy Dalton gets plowed. This is what I'm talking about with Sanders, man. I like him. A lot of potential. But you got to block, bruh. Like, you got to block. Yes, if they scored right here, it's 14-30. It's still 2 possessions, still only the third quarter. There's still a chance. But you can't do this. And here's the worst part. Sometimes based on the camera angle, you can't see whose fault it is. So if it looks like 5-man protection, he comes off the right side. You're like, oh, Taylor allowed another sack, right? Or got the QB hit. Nah, Sanders, bro, chip your guy. If Sanders chips him right there, allows Taylor to pick him up, this is easy money, Deontay Johnson right there. That's easy money right there, man. Let's take a look at our last play. Man, I didn't even want to make this video to begin with because all the negativity already going on, but I was like, all right, I got to do it. This play right here, 3rd and 9. I mean, there's so many things wrong with this play. One, Sanders dropping it. He sees the linebacker coming towards him, and you can tell. How can you tell? Take a look right here, all right? Ball's caught, bang, he drops it, and then look at his pose right here. He's already leaning in to hit the linebacker because he doesn't want to get hit. Oh, my, I don't know, man. So with that being said, I don't really know what else to say, guys. You know, Chuba Hubbard looks good, but then team stacked the box. Deontay Johnson looks good, but then they play underneath and drop back with him. Somebody else has to step up. Leggett, he's shown some potential, but somebody else has to step up on the offensive side of the ball. You can see Andy Dalton has completely lost his confidence. On the defensive side, you got J.C. Horn, Mike Jackson. That's about it. I'm waiting for somebody else to step up. I'm waiting for a leader to be on this team. Offense, we might have one or two, but defense, somebody has to step up. One of the guys in the front seven, they spent a lot of money. Now, yes, I know injuries have hurt, but there's no excuse. The Bears have one of the worst offensive lines in the league, top 3 worst, right, when it comes to sacks allowed. And we did nothing. We did nothing. That's going to wrap it up. Stay tuned. More Panthers content coming soon. I'll catch you guys then.